Hi, welcome back. We are reading the excerpt from Patriarchs and Prophets about creation, and that's chapter 2 in Patriarchs and Prophets. And you can again go online and get that from the E.G. White Estates and download that book. Okay, so we finished chapter 2 of the story of redemption. Okay, and we're in Patriarchs and Prophets again, talking about creation. Okay, give us some more insight. All right, we are at the end of page 46. Let me read the last sentence, and then we're going to go on to page 47. Okay, everything that God had made was the perfection of beauty, and nothing seemed wanting that could contribute to the happiness of the holy pair. Yet the Creator gave them still another token of His love by preparing a garden especially for their home. Okay, how about living in a garden especially prepared for you? In this garden there were trees of every variety, many of them laden with fragrant and delicious fruit. There were lovely vines growing upright, yet presenting a most graceful appearance, with their branches drooping under their load of tempting fruit of the richest and most varied hues. It was the work of Adam and Eve to train the branches of the vine to form bowers, thus making for themselves a dwelling from living trees covered with foliage and fruit. Okay, they're making homes for themselves, made from vines full of flowers and fruit. How is that? There were fragrant flowers of every hue in rich profusion, just loads of flowers. In the midst of the garden stood the tree of life, surpassing in glory all other trees. Its fruit appeared like apples of gold and silver, and had the power to perpetuate life. Their creation was now complete. The heavens and the earth were finished, and all the host of them. And God saw everything that He had made, and behold, it was very good. Eden bloomed on earth. Adam and Eve had free access to the tree of life, and no taint of sin or shadow of death marred the fair creation. The morning stars sang together, and all the sons of God shouted for joy. And that's found in Job 38, verse 7. The great Jehovah had laid the foundations of the earth, and He had dressed the whole earth in the garb of beauty, and had filled it with things useful to man. He had created all the wonders of the land and of the sea. And in 6 days the great work of creation had been accomplished. And God rested on the 7th day from all His work, which He had made. And God blessed the 7th day and sanctified it, because that in it He had rested from all His work which God created and made. God looked with satisfaction upon the work of His hands, and all was perfect, worthy of its divine author, and He rested, not as one weary, but as well pleased with the fruits of His wisdom and goodness and the manifestations of His glory. Now, after resting upon the 7th day, God sanctified it, or set it apart, as a day of rest for man. Following the example of the Creator, man was to rest upon this sacred day, that as he should look upon the heavens and the earth, he might reflect upon God's great work of creation, and that as he should behold the evidences of God's wisdom and goodness, his heart might be filled with love and reverence for his maker. Okay, now we talked about this a little bit earlier. We're to take time out, and he gave us that seventh day to rest. He didn't give us the fifth day or the fourth day or the first day or the third day. He worked for 7 days, thus he's given us 6 days to work. And on the seventh day, he wants us to come apart, spend that time with him. That time belongs to him. And he wants us to appreciate him, to appreciate what he's done for us, to appreciate the works of his hands, to take time out to study what he has made and what he has created. And Mrs. White tells us in Desire of Ages, that's what Jesus did. Okay, when he was here on this earth, he studied nature. Okay, and the Lord wants us to study nature also. And that way we can appreciate nature. Okay, thus we can appreciate the creator of nature and the creator of ourselves. So he has made it possible, especially now in these days and times, we can go on the internet and we can find out all kinds of things about his creation, okay, and about ourselves, how he made us. Okay, we are just wonders to behold. Okay, the nature of birth. Okay, it is just a miracle. All right, so we have to take some time out so that we can appreciate our Creator and acknowledge that we are created. And thus, when we do that, we come closer to Him. He rests our minds and our souls in Him, and we're blessed during that time also. As we worship Him and we take time out to reverence Him and to think about Him during those hours, we're blessed. We really are. And as well as the day is blessed, He blesses us. Okay? So, and we're strengthened, and He prepares us for the week to come. Okay? When we have to go back to work for those 6 days. Okay? All right, we're on page 48. Let's continue. In Eden, God set up the memorial of His work of creation in placing His blessing upon the 7th day. The Sabbath was committed to Adam, the father and representative of the whole human race, the whole human family. Its observance was to be an act of grateful acknowledgement on the part of all who should dwell upon the earth, that God, as their creator and their rightful sovereign, that they were the work of His hands and the subjects of His authority. Okay, and we sometimes forget that. Even though we can't see God physically, we are still subjects of His authority. This earth belongs to Him. Our bodies, our minds belong to Him. And there's a verse in the Bible that says He keeps our eyelids open. And you can take some time out and look that up in your concordance if you want to. But it says He keeps our eyelids open. And there's another verse that says He knows the number of every hair on our head. Okay, how's that? So He is, He loves us, and He wants us to learn more about Him and to love Him, so that we can also carry that love with us in heaven when He comes home, when He comes here to take us back home. Okay, continuing. Thus the institution was wholly commemorative and given to all mankind. There was nothing in it shadowy or of restricted application to any people. Now, although He used the Jewish nation to remind the world about the 10 Commandments, about His Sabbath, the Sabbath was not restricted to them. The Sabbath was and is for all of mankind. And you can read about the Sabbath in Genesis, the 1st chapter. Okay? And it'll explain the Sabbath to you before you even get to the 10 Commandments in Leviticus, where He spells it out for us. Okay? All right. We will be right back.